can see, we've got webcams on. My name's Hitbrain, and Chronicler is the one who will be joining me on the other side of the camera. It's going to be Project Eversio taking on EvH. EvH haven't played today. Project Eversio have 2 3-0s under their belt. Obviously, EvH maybe a little bit nervous. They want to get through this. They want to obviously get that redemption for last night because that was so down the wire and it got so close. And obviously, there's a big story about the rivalry between EvH and Paradigm 6. So if they can get through this next win, then they get a shot at that redemption. But Project Eversio just on an uphill climb, and they are doing a very good job of it.
Yeah, and can you hear me, by the way? Because you
yes.
Very good. You dropped that for me at the end there. Yeah, indeed. We've seen Project Eversio play admirably today, and as I've said multiple times today, I feel like Eversio vs EvH, the last match that we saw last week, was probably the best series we've seen in the tournament so far. Just incredibly high level of play all around both teams. Being really consistent, Eversio more so than EvH. EvH is a team that has slightly higher highs, but also lower lows, right? So they're a little bit more flaky compared to Eversio, who's just been the embodiment of consistency. Both of the teams also have what it takes to challenge Paradigm 6, right? Like all of these teams are really close together. Paradigm is the clear favorite. But it's not like if you'd, the games played before, you have like Entropy play for Eversio. That's not really, any sensible person will probably call that, in favor of Eversio. Now we're getting down to the wire. Now we're getting into the games where it actually is really unclear which team is going to win. In this specific instance, I don't even know who to give it with. I would go for EvH, considering how well they did yesterday. At the same time, though, with the performance that Eversio has had today, I don't know, man.
It's really hard to call at this point, and obviously the team's just doing so well to get themselves up to here. PKMLT and Reed really showing off what they're capable of doing. We were saying earlier on in the day, well, literally the game just before this, about 40 minutes ago, that these are the maps which we see Project Eversio excel on. They're really strong with these triple threat comps. They are kind of running that this time, although I don't know if this is definitely locked in. We're still kind of getting toyed around with here. But looking at EvH, obviously yesterday showing up really strong against Paradigm 6 and taking it all the way to the 5 games, taking it as far forward as they could get. Did unfortunately go down, and it's just so down to the wire. But maybe they're going to be able to be the ones who can punish this hyper-aggression that Project Eversio are capable to put down with this triple threat comp. And we did see versus underdogs, it did at some points go a little bit too close to comfort. I mean, they didn't in the end lose a single game to them, but there were a couple of fights where it was just like, oh, Project Eversio left some gaps open, and maybe a more kind of practiced, slightly stronger team could punish them for that.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like Eversio is smart enough. They're going to kind of try out the triple threat comp, but I don't expect them to stick with it as we've seen them do before, even if it doesn't work out in the first rounds. Just merely because of the fact that EvH is on their own level, right? So just by the very nature of such a composition that relies on high risk-taking and high the chances that if you make a small mistake, EvH is going to punish you is a lot higher. Zambu left the game, so I assume that he has some ping or otherwise similar issues. It's probably like either hardware or latency. It's pretty much all that kind of go wrong, as the rest of the team seems to be doing. So he's going to be reconnecting shortly, which is nice because this gives us some time to talk about the upcoming matches, as you said before. Because the winner of this has to face Paradigm, and Paradigm are going to be fresh. And we've already talked about Eversio. They've already played 2 best of 3s today.
Best of 5s.
Sorry, best of 5s. Yeah, I mean, no, they were best of 3s, right? Nah, jokes aside, they didn't they won both 3-0 though?
Yeah, they won both 3-0, so they've got that in their back. They got a bit of momentum behind them, but obviously this is the point where they need to kind of maybe put the brakes on a little bit and slow down, because EvH are a team who are going to be able to punish them a lot harder than obviously what we saw out of the underdogs and what we saw out of Entropy earlier on in the day. But it's hard to call really where we expect this to go. Obviously EvH maybe they're a little bit thrown by the fact they got shoved into this losers bracket, because at one point it really looked like they had that. And Paradigm 6 weren't completely on form at that point last night. We did obviously have, was it Zway in the chat saying that they just a little bit weren't on form, a little tired and stuff like that. So hopefully they're going to go in fresh, but whoever makes it through here won't be quite as fresh.
Yeah, the way he described it was him and Kotsaki choking up big time because of the fact that it was a LAN.
Yeah.
Which honestly is really, you can't really blame the players for that. Actually playing in a live setting is just it's something else. If you've never done it and you're sitting in you're sitting wherever, it doesn't really matter, and you're watching this on Twitch, so basically you're not at the location itself, it's really inexplainable how much pressure it puts on you to sit in that seat, to sit amongst other players, to see your opponents. Out of you, I don't know if that's the case at this line. I don't know the exact floor plan, but that is something that is happening. So for those of you who have just tuned in, because we've been talking about the teams and what's going to happen, but to give a little bit more context, we are at the losers bracket final of the Overwatch MRO Open, a Maltese tournament which has been going on online for the last month and is currently being held at the Malta Robotic Olympiad in Malta. So it's an actual LAN event. Unfortunately, you can see the two of us are not currently on location, unfortunately.
No.
But there is a big audience cheering on these teams as they play.
I don't actually know how many people there are. We haven't been told that yet. I'd love to see.
If
anyone in the Twitch chat knows, we are looking at it. So if you do have an idea of how many people are there, if you've been there earlier on in the day or whatever, let us know. It's be really interesting to see. But what is happening is Zambu's having a video card issue, so they're just in the middle of sorting that out. So we won't be too long till we get back in the game, hopefully. Anyway, let's take a little look at kind of what's being hovered at least here. Like Sin back on that Zenyatta. I actually expect him to potentially stick to that. Although if that's the case, Serenity probably won't stick to the Mercy and might pick up the Lucio or the Ana.
I mean, we've seen them run this before, right? Reed's Fire was something that previous team Underdogs had a lot of issues dealing with. EvH is better, so it's a little bit more risky. But still, we've seen Zambu's Winston be incredibly strong. Like that's something that is just, it's really hard to deal with. So I wouldn't really mind the pharmacy, at least to try it out, right? And I think that like we've established, going for the triple threat composition, like the classic Eversio setup of Soldier, Tracer, and I mean Davros Tracer is amazing, but that's not really the point. And Reed on Genji, in combination with Sin on Ana, Serenity on Lucio, and No Name on Winston, which is I think this comp we've seen them run the most throughout the tournament. It's something that against a team as good as EvH, I think the chances of you getting punished are too big. I don't know how, confident the team of Project Eversio is here. So remains to be seen whether they're going to stick with it. I wouldn't mind this either. I mean, obviously, No Name is not going to stay on Diva. I doubt that PKMLT is going to stay on May, even though she's good in this map. But just like from a compositional standpoint, I don't think the final comp is going to look like this. But I do think that they could really, make something of the basic skeleton of what they have there. On the other hand, the rest of the, I don't know what EvH is doing, but this is not looking anything like a proper team composition, and I don't think we need to be worried.
What about Bastion and Hanzo? Perfect on this map.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, one of them might be okay if you have a comp built around it and a very specific strategy set, but the chances are, very high of that happening.
Okay. There's about 100 people in the crowd apparently, so that's also an EvH fan calling that out there. Just getting a little update coming through in the next few seconds, so we will see exactly what's going on. Guys, while we're waiting to kind of get back into this, let us know who you're supporting. Do you think it's going to be Project Eversio, or do you think it's going to be EvH?
Yeah, curious what everyone's going to think.
So I mean,
that's a good point, actually. Yeah, fair enough.
let's kind of just have a little breakdown of like where we expect the next couple of games to go, because we've still got a best of 5, and then after that we actually got the finals themselves. So whoever wins this then goes through into the grand finals, which is a best of 7 against Paradigm 6. Arguably one of the strongest team in the tournament. Where do you think this is going? Because I feel like this is going to be a game where I feel if Eversio get themselves going early, they can sweep through or at least push it all the way to a best of 5. I feel if EvH do snag this first win, being the first win for Eversio, we haven't seen how they actually handle losses so far. Today anyway, at least. They're already probably quite tired from the whole thing. So hopefully we'll see exactly what they'll be doing and how they're going to handle the next few moments, because the teams are just kind of rattling around. All those things we talked about are changing.
Yeah, that's understandable. See what they are going to go for. Looks like they are somewhat sticking with their guns here. PKMT did switch, as we suspected. Yeah, Galgod's Reinhardt that's really good. Zambu's looks like the same thing. Hitman is interesting. Hitman really trying to counter Defro from the beginning there. It's ready to get picks up immediately, so that's a good start for EvH here.
No name, actually just trying to spread the team apart, and Zambi's going to get a kill on Defro. Zambo's going to drop Sin for his trouble, so really strong trade in favour of the team of EvH. Now PKMOT is going to have to go on the run, and Zambi's trying to chase him away, but PKMOT get the first cap.
Yeah, and Reed isn't switch. I was about to say, like, if you don't switch up facing WGF, but as Reed switches, Hitman switches as well, so the Pharah actually would have been fine to stick on that, but at the same time, you can't really know that. And if you stay on Pharah against a McCree and a Soldier and an Ana, you're gonna have a really bad time. A lot of back and forth kills, so that is really nice positioning.
He might get himself on the point. This is a couple of trades being traded back and forth as Gun Belt trying to hold the point out alone, but isn't going to last for too long because PKMLT does pick him up. The point does get captured here by the side of Project Eversio.
This is going to make you feel better.
Yeah, they do pick it up after all. But it does feel like that was a little bit too passive from EvH there. The positioning was super, so it made it really easy for Eversio to like take the point for free.
Let's see, Reed and Serenity are going to stay alive long enough. Defro lands the pulse bomb onto Zambu, manages to pick him up with that. It's going to be PKMLT popping his ultimate, getting a double kill. Asterix running super low, but PKMLT gets it for the triple, goes for the quadra, takes Trisu out with a rocket.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Yeah, really nice play here from Eversio, showing level that, you know, consistency and high level play that we kind of expected to see from them, as they've been playing like this all day. Still, the percentage are relatively even. Noting is a clear advantage. 3 ultimates coming online here for EvH. Should be able to make something happen here.
Transcendence from the sound barrier is going to get thrown out. Everyone running a little bit low, but keeping himself. Gunbelt, the splash comes through. Here comes the return sound barrier. Reed with the Dragon Blade gets himself one. Defro comes on. That's a double kill onto Reed's Genji. Looking for the triple, but Defro's going to be the one to pick it up. Serenity drops out Zambu, and that is a 5-0. Hitman has to run between his tails with it. Run away with his tails between his legs.
Yeah, they ought to have something to deal with Reed and Defro, because I'm actually kind of sad with how they switched out the McCree at the beginning there. I feel like that was a very good pick against this composition. You know, as they switched to the triple threat composition fully now, McCree deals so well with a lot of these picks. Coming out from Eversio here, and then barely says like Sin does get picked off though. Trades with Sandy, that's huge.
This is it, they're running low. Defro has to make something work, but it's not going to be enough. That's going to be the ultimate thrown out by No Name. He's going to just try and get something with the primal rage. Does manage to pick up Asterix. It's going to get dropped there by Gunbelt, and overtime ticks away. Not in time, unfortunately, so it's going to be EvH with the recap.
Yeah, justifiably so. A really nice team there. Sin being a little bit out of position there, getting picked off. Does manage to take Zambu with him, but at that point his team is really lacking that second healer because that
The Earth Shatter! The ultimate pulls him in. That's so many kills just pouring through. 5 kills.
What is happening?
Reed almost catches the point, doesn't quite get it. Trying to hold it out for as long as possible as Defro did drop Soul Killer. Soul Killer did drop Defro, sorry.
Yeah, they almost captured the point there. That was not great. Fortunately for EvH, they're not actually able to, so you continue to be careful, especially Reed. You need to be way more careful against EvH. They're going to punish you so much harder. Sin uses a very aggressive tendency of trying to get into position.
Transcendence does allow them to pick up 2 keys. PKMLT actually got 3 extended fight. Zambu gonna drop Reed. Here comes the Primal Rage on the side of Zambu. He's just trying to cause as much trouble as he can. Defro with a bump picks up Soul Killer. PKMLT also going down to Zambu. They're still trying to hold it out. If they can catch at this point again, this is all they will need. Overtime ticking away. This game's going down to the hair, and I feel this will be how the next set of games are going to go. Completely close across the board. Overtime ticking away. It's going to be EvH. No, it's not. Here's the Genji. Reed's going to go down. They're just trying to buy as much time as possible. Overtime is 1 out, and EvH do get point 1.
Whew. Yeah, like you said, I feel like this is a good example of how every game for Hero now these teams are playing for the tournament life. They're both incredibly good, and their last series was a nil bite as well. So this is a very appropriate start. Looking into what really, worked and didn't work very well in that in that specific game, I don't mind Eversio trying this triple threat composition one more time, but I do feel if the same thing happens here, yeah, Reed switching to Farah would. Oh, actually, they're going to go for switching around. I think Sin not feeling as comfortable.
Mercy as summoned.
So no, I think some deliberation on the side of Eversio. Like what I really like this switch. As I was saying, like I don't mind them trying one more map, but I feel like this triple threat composition is EvH is too good in dealing with it. So I really like the switch to Pharmacy, which has been a nuisance to deal with traditionally. Yeah.
Good. Oh, Gunbelt with charge forward. Gunbelt go down. This is actually a couple of kills going in favour of the Eversio taking some favourable fights here as Defro takes Hitman out on the back end. And now the points unlocked. PKMLT Serenity are on top of it. They're going to have Reed to kind of speed up that cap, and there we go. Project Eversio do get the first cap of the game.
Whew. Yeah, and like you said, like this map is so nice for Far Out, right? Because there's so many like nooks and crannies that you can hide in. And the same goes for Mercy. There's so much open space where you can't really be reached. And Hitman switching to that McCree right away is a really good call by them. I didn't expect anything less of EvH, and I expect them to make Reed's life a little bit harder.
You need to do that because Reed did just jump Hitman out really hard straight off the back. Has got the pocket Mercy to make sure he stays alive. Gunbelt going to get charged back, and that was a really good bio grenade, but it's not going to be enough. Everyone's running low. 2 people go down, and turn their attention towards the win. Reed's going to get himself a double kill. Christo goes down. Reed's triple kill. He's looking for the quadra kill. Reed on the Mercy, on the Farah, shows up huge.
Yeah, we talk about Reed's Genji, but Zambu is also switching. So they're opting for Zambu's Road Dog instead of Hitman's McCree here, which is a fine call also because Reed obviously switched off that Genji, so the Winston isn't as necessary. Still a really good pick, but I don't mind them switching up like this. But Reed, man, what is he doing?
He's playing so well, has the ultimate available. Let's see what they're going to make out of it. Death Row picks one up. PKMLT's popped his ulti, so they'll probably hang on to Reed's ultimate for now. Going to get a couple of people down, but obviously Zambu trying to solo cap. Not going to do that against a damage boost Farah.
Yeah, and they still have their barrage ready for the upcoming fight. And the thing about Nerf Chat is that Farah and Mercy now don't care for it. Asphyx gets picked up there.
No name with a double kill. That's so big. One more person on the point, but they're not going to be able to hold it for too long as the rocket barrage comes out. Maybe a little bit over eager, but they're just trying to can because overtime's down, and that's going to be point 2 going to the side of Project Eversio.
And this is actually the same thing that we've seen happen in the last series. Like they played the series, the same series last week, and we also saw that it was really hard for EvH to fly the deal with that pharmacy that Reed and Serenity can bring out. So I'm actually like really curious to see, because last time the matches where they were able to play this, you know, play a good pharmacy, like if the map allowed it, they usually would, and they would usually win. So how does EVA reliably deal with the fact that Eversio as a strategy just really hard for you to deal with?
Really, really hard.
Soulkiller is playing McCree. Some swapping around on the side of EvH here.
Well, he's a good Widowmaker, sorry. So, good with those sniping, maybe he's going to be able to land those crucial snipes. Reed is just kind of chunking out there, already on 23% of his ultimate charge, so he's just doing so much AoE damage. Reed's going to drop Hitman as well in the fight. So 1-for-1 as Gunbelt takes out No Name. Now they're looking for a little bit more. Gunbelt actually managed to get himself a double kill. Misses the charge on PKMLT, but now Zambu zapping PKMLT as he's going to have to run for the health pack, but Zambu's still going to be able to get it. It's now going to be EvH who have priority on the point, and they're probably going to catch it very, very soon as Death Row does fall down.
Yeah, I like No Name switch from Vince to Reinhardt. I feel like on this specific map, Reinhardt is like exceptionally good, and then Gunfelt's Reinhardt has been really solid as well. Looks like we have some technical issues, so we're going to have that looked at while you know, the pause takes place. I don't mind both teams sticking with the compositions here. I mean, you can switch off the pharmacy considering the fact that you're facing double hit scan and an Ana, but we've seen them pull this off regardless of that fact before. So
Yeah.
I don't think switching here is already necessary. I think you do want to think about switching if the next push fails as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's all down to Soulkiller. Can he land that damage? Can he get multiple people with his ultimate? Or is he just going to do his job and make sure Reed's out of the sky? Because Reed is going to be such a problem for the side of EvH. We're seeing him really sharp. Yes, they did just lose the cap to EvH. But Project Eversio, I mean, they're not out. They just showed up really hard on that second point. Maybe some positioning, which did kind of just get them caught out. But overall, I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing out of both teams here. Definitely is going to be a very, very tight series.
Yeah, it really is. And like I said, the cool thing about at this level, it's not just about like individual play and how that relates to each other. It's also about like the meta strategy that both these teams have, and the fact that they're consistent enough that like they always play the same way, and the matches that they played last week are still relevant in the games now because they are really going to, you know, influence how this is going to happen.
Yeah,
like how the next match is going to play out, obviously.
Well, let's keep our eyes on Serenity. He hasn't actually had a chance to res yet. Didn't res in the last game, even though he's been playing
He got
Mercy
picked up
the whole time.
immediately. Yeah, which is why his ult charge a little bit low. So, like Mercy as a champion is as a hero already is fine on this point. So he's established before. There's some maps like the second point of like the what's it called, Lijiang Tower, the garden, I think.
Yeah,
It's just not particularly good because, you know, it's like one point in the middle and you can hide on the other side of the wall. Mercy, but you know everyone knows that you're there, so it's not particularly. Here you have a lot of little places where you can hide. You know, a lot of corners, places you can just Guardian Angel in from. So, as we have not yet received the you know, reason for this pause. Just going to assume technical difficulties while this is going on. How do you like it? Like, is this? I mean, we've only seen like, you know, 2 rounds, but is this what you expected out of this match, or are you?
Exactly. It's honestly exactly what I expected out of this map. It's so back and forth. It feels like one team get the snowball a bit and then they can't catch it, and it's just like the level of play, the quality between both teams is so small. Like the difference gap between skills, and they're doing really well to kind of stall out if they get ahead. And it's just these fights are really, really coming down to who gets picked. If one person gets that fine pick, the punish comes through for the rest of the team. And this is what I was saying earlier with the side of Project Eversio. The teams they were playing against weren't particularly good at punishing the mistakes they made. They had their strengths, but Project Eversio were really good at kind of pushing into them. and then making it hard for them to punish their mistakes. But a team like EvH are a lot more kind of like defined, a lot kind of higher skill. But it looks like EvH are a team who's going to be able to kind of punish any chinks in the armor that Project Eversio can do. But same goes. It kind of switches around. EvH, any kind of mistakes they make, Project Eversio have shown the ability just to completely punish them. It looks like we're going to have a PC switch because one of the PCs is just having a bit of a problem.
Not going on a break yet, so that means that the atmosphere like this issue should be resolved shortly. I don't think you guys can see us, so that's unfortunate for you because you're the light to watch.
Right.
Hopefully, somewhat entertaining to listen to. Yeah. So the problem with now is like I don't really feel comfortable further calling the game because, like we said, it's so close and it's really like the beginning of this series, which I fully expect to go to 5 games, unless one team really chokes after like a very, very decisive loss in the second game or the third game, right? I don't see that happening, so I think this is going to go all the way. But unfortunately, we don't know yet.
And I mean, it's kind of not what you want really to go all the way in the losers bracket final. You really want to just kind of get this over with quick and get ready to turn your attention towards Paradigm 6, who again are sitting there. They're probably playing a couple of warm-up games, but they're not going into this match exhausted after an entire day of Overwatch.
No.
So they're ready to go. They're kind of up and ready to go. So it's just like,
especially for Eversio, right?
Is going down to Project Eversio. Project Eversio or EvH have to worry about if this game gets extended, it's just going to drag out and make them like really, really tired. And then in maybe some games they'll be like, oh, we could have won because of this mistake. I shouldn't have done this. And then these things are going to be playing into their mind as we then look into the next part of the game. That's going to be a real concern for these teams.
Yeah, as we are, focusing on the teams here, we still have not received any info whatsoever. So we'd like to ask you guys in Twitch chat, how do you feel about the matches so far? Are you excited about the match that is currently not happening?
Twitch chat don't care.
Well,
they're arguing about Brexit at the moment. For anyone live in Malta, you can't see chat. There's a political debate going on here. So they don't care about Overwatch anymore.
That is just classic Twitch chat. They never do what you expect them to. Maybe they actually have a good discussion. I don't know. We don't have time because we need to talk about the games at hand. All jokes aside, it's from what we hear, there's about 100 people at the event at Malta. So that's a pretty cool live event. Pretty sizable for to have that as an audience while you're playing Overwatch. And it's really cool to see that, tournaments like these are being organized all over Europe and are slowly building the Overwatch scene.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, while we got a chance, while we got this break, once again, I think it's probably time to do a shout out to our sponsors who make the MRO Overwatch Open available to do. Obviously, our sponsors are Go, Twitch, The Gamers Lounge, Visit Malta, and AOC. So thank you guys for sponsoring the event. Thank you guys for dealing with us, unfortunately. And yeah, we have. It's all kind of going today. It's been so fun. We've had so many really fun games to watch. So many clutch plays. I mean, that game on Kings Row, Eversio versus Underdogs, was one of the most exciting Overwatch rounds I've ever seen.
That was something else. I was genuinely surprised that we were able to pull it out, and it was such a pivotal moment in the series because being up 2-0 feels so different for either teams compared to being stuck with a 1-1 after a very, very tiresome loss. So, oh man, that was a really good series. And if this series is as good, then I can only hope that the finals are gonna live up to our, at that point, very high expectations. All of you are still here with us, even though it's just been us talking for about 10 minutes now. It's very much appreciated. We'd prefer to have some actual Overwatch as well, but that. It's just how LAN events work. You can't really expect everything to work all the time, and as such, because this is the coverage of a LAN, we're going to have a lot more downtime than usual in tournaments like this.
Oh god, someone's decided to answer me. There is a bit of a debate. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we're going to have this PC plugged in fairly soon so we can get back to the Overwatch action, because I'm just itching to see this game. I'm really excited to see obviously how Project Eversio will square up against EvH. They did lose last time, didn't they? Yes, Project Eversio did lose to EvH last time.
EvH won, yeah. Eversio lost. That's why we've been watching Eversio duking out in the losers bracket the entire day.
And they've been trying to climb their way back up. We are just about to get a little up. Keep you all posted on what's happening. Hopefully this won't take too long. It seems like Zambi's had a sound issue. It's been a problem we've had a couple of times today, unfortunately.
Yeah, nothing we can really do about that. As we are waiting here on the Shrine of Nepal, a word of our admins or someone, so we have a general idea of what's going on. They are probably busy fixing the issues. So some driver issues. We're just checking what's happening here because they want to guarantee the competitive integrity of the game. So our admins are having a look at it, and we're going to just keep you company while that is happening. So maybe it's good to talk about Overwatch in general because we've talked about these teams for a while. We're going to be talking about them for like the next 2 hours. So just general Overwatch because tournaments like these are really important for the development of like a local scene. We've also there isn't really anything specifically being announced yet, but the Overwatch League is also something that is going to happen, right? Okay, it looks like we are going back into the game soon.
Yeah, we're going to be going back into the game, but there will be a pause as soon as Zambu dies. So what they're going to be doing is once Zambu gets sent back to spawn, if he disconnects, then we should see what's going on. But so once Zambu dies, there might be another pause going. So just be aware that that's going to be something that will happen. But maybe Zambu's just going to go beast mode and not die for the rest of this game.
Just get there, get a little achievement unlocked, the undying. Just do your thing. Be a raid boss. I mean, if there is a raid boss kind of character, it's probably like Winston or right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, completely.
Bosses.
Well, now it looks like we're going to finally get back in for a little bit anyway until Zambu dies.
We don't really have a dragon yet in Overwatch. It's kind of
Hanzo and Genji.
Yeah, but like dragon characters.
Serenity actually is going to get caught out by Zambu, but he's going to actually ping himself away to safety. Now Hitman with a double kill onto the Soldier 76. He's putting so much damage out. Gunbelt picks up Serenity on the back. Soulkiller takes out PKMLT. And Deathrow blinking around trying to do as much as he can, but Christy drops him.
Zambu still hasn't died yet, but we're going to have a pause regardless. I was about to say, Zambu just don't die throughout this next round, and then it's going to be A-okay. Unfortunately, that is not the case. We're having another pause here. Yeah, this is the first, series of the day where this has really happened. So,
my tactical
back into the game again,
charging.
So, let's assume that everything's fine. And if Zambu dies and nothing happens, that's probably also.
They're finishing the map. So what's happening is they're going to finish the map now. And then we'll probably cut to a break or a pause. It looks like now the action's going to break out. Soulkiller is coming through. Zambu drops in here. So they're looking for a little bit more. Gunbelt actually did get nano boosted. Didn't find anything with it. So that's one ultimate bird. So EvH do get their hands on one thing. Zambu also closing towards the ultimate. So you're having to look down the line. Hitman about to get his. Asterix is the only one without his ultimate ready.
That is rough. Then again, Serenity's going to play, so there is one ultimate that can negate every single other of the game's mercies. So if they're played as well, it's 5 ultimates versus 4. Eversio has a mercy, so let's see
There's the Earth Shatter, the sound barrier coming out. The turn Earth Shatter comes through. His Gunbelt picks up Deathrow. Now the attack visor from Hitman takes Reed straight out of the sky. Zambu gets himself 1. Gunbelt for 2. That's 4 kills for nothing. And his Serenity, he's going to get picked up by Hitman on the end of the fight. Really, really solid play. And that is going to be the end of the round.
It kind of felt like Eversio was, kind of taken out of that groove due to those pauses.
1-2.
Because that was just very inspiring play.
We're going to be cutting ourselves to a quick pause again, as you can see from the middle of the screen.
see.
It's hard to play Overwatch when you don't have sound and you can't communicate with your team, unfortunately. But they still
like,
won, so...
Sound is so important in Overwatch. There's like a ton of interviews even on like specifically the sound to watch. The big use talks about, you know, like all the vocal cues there, the way you can hear footsteps, the importance of everything sound related in Overwatch, and how much thought really went into that, which is really cool because that's never something you really think about, right? Just kind of there.
Yeah. You're just seeing what's going to be happening here. Just doing a quick PC swap because unfortunately he did have a sound card issue, so couldn't hear anything. We are going to cut to a quick break, just 5 minutes while we sort this PC issue out, guys, and then we'll come back into this loser bracket finals. So don't go anywhere, and we'll see you after the break.
Yeah, we will be in chat answering questions if...
But not about
So-
Brexit.
See you in a bit. Oh man, Twitch chat, you guys.
Don't look back, we're here to stay. A life we knew would come one day. And this is it, the borderline to where the future leaves us behind. The fire will burn and never die, looking through the eyes of a brand new life. And so just find me, just find me. Sparks will fly if we scream no. This is not how we're gonna go. We are the ones who will never let go. Just watch us run to where no one knows. We'll never grow. We'll never grow. Don't look back, we're here to stay. A life we knew would come one day. And this is it, the borderline to where the future leaves us behind. The fire will burn and never die, looking through the eyes of a brand new life. And so just find me, just find me. Sparks will fly if we scream no. This is not how we're gonna go. We are the ones who will never let go. Just watch us run to where no one knows. We'll never grow. We'll never grow. We'll never grow.
And we're back! Really sorry about the long delay, guys. We had to switch out Zambu's PC, unfortunately, due to a sound card issue, but that problem has hopefully been ironed out and will be loading back into the game. There might be a pause just at the beginning of the game as Zambu loads back in, but don't just ignore that pause because it will be a very, very short one. And we're loading through onto the third point. EvH 2-1 up at this point. Yep, just like I said, we will just be waiting for Zambu to quickly load in, so it won't be too long on the pause here. But yeah, EvH 2-1 up at this point. Project Eversio need to pull a miracle out of the bag, otherwise they will lose the first map of this best of 5 here at the loser bracket finals.
Yeah, do you feel like we established before, is that I felt like Eversio really got taken out of their groove with the very long pause in the second game, or in the second round rather. Third round. What am I talking about, man? It's the pauses, man. They drive me crazy. So you could really notice that after that they really had issue finding their groove, and before they were able to do so, EvH just kind of steamrolled them. As soon as Zambu gets back in, I expect that we're going to see the same composition out of
both teams, to be honest.
Out of both teams. I don't expect anything to change. I think that, like we've said before, I don't think the composition for either team is the real problem. It's more about, are they able to play it as well as we've seen them do.
Yeah.
And that's the real question that we got to look at. And that's also just in general, right? Like, these teams are good enough that calling them is more of a case of how good do the teams look. And I have to say, I have to give the edge, somewhat of an edge to EvH here, mainly due to the fact that they've been fresh. You know, they were like hanging around at a LAN all day, having fun, playing some practice games, and you play against a team that's already played 2 best-of-5s. You know, and now they're getting into the 3rd best-of-5, and even if they win this, they have to face the prospect of playing another best-of-7. And like, I'm getting exhausted just sitting here behind my PC, let alone if I actually had to play and like had to experience that stress firsthand, right?
Yeah, and I mean, obviously this stress is there, but also they really win. They want to see get through, just because obviously they've had a real problem with well, not a problem, but they've had all day of climbing, and you don't want to let it fall short so close to the end. Not what they want to see at this point. Obviously, Project Eversio are the team who've had this real uphill climb all the way up here today to finally get here. Then to lose to EvH would not be what they want at all.
Yeah, it'll be very, very disappointing end to a very good tournament run. I don't know why Zambu's taken so long. Maybe issues have persisted, in which case I'm sure the admins will.
It's probably just the ISP.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure at this point. Unfortunately for us, these issues have persisted throughout this game. The rest of the game so far, there we go. The rest of the game so far have been, you know, relatively smooth. So not too much of an issue. It looks like the pause is finally over. The wait is no more. We are going into the 4th game of this first map, of this best-of-5, of this tournament.
2 more games to go. This Project Eversio versus EvH, and then after that, the winner of this game will take on Paradise. Obviously, the favourites to win, and who are sitting in that grand final slot waiting for the challenger to try and take them down. Obviously, that's not quite what we're going to have to worry about yet. This is, at the moment, both teams need to turn their attention towards actually just winning this next round.
Yeah, winning this map. Serenity gets picked up. Hitman has picked up the Widowmaker, which is not only surprising but also incredibly effective, because what is Reed going to do against the Widowmaker?
Well, two healers down, and you're just seeing it work out for them, because Gunbelt picking up Death Row, and this is just going to allow EvH to get themselves on the point as it unlocks. Fantastic job.
Yeah, man, EvH has been they've been so consistent throughout this series so far, which is surprising, because the EvH we saw ago would have probably also already overextended, I don't know, like 2 or 3 times and just given up the point for no reason. But doesn't look like they're planning to do so this specific game. And hopefully not, you know, in the rest of the tournament if they really want to get through everything.
It's like, again, now Project Eversio are just going to have to reset themselves in, but Gunbelt actually gets nano boosted, goes to get charged back as Reed picks up Zambu. Gunbelt taking down Nona, and there's the Earth Shatter onto so many members, but Defro drops Gunbelt the second he gets ulted. That's going to be the sleep, the pop. Defro actually manages to pop himself into safety. This is the hook. Asterix has picked up Sin, and now it is just 1 left. Soul Killer with the ulti is going to find the damage coming down as Hitman picks up Death Row.
Hitman is making this Widowmaker, you know, not just in like the that you have, but he's also playing really aggressive with it. I really like the switch from Reed to Genji here. I honestly probably should have done that a bit sooner, because they don't really have anything to do with Genji besides Zambu's Winston, which is very good. But, you know, he's got other stuff in his mind as well. Here comes the whole hog.
Oh, the Primal Roast, the whole hog, everything's getting thrown down. We're using Earth Shatter. Looks like they're trying to trade around as much as they can. It's going to be Zambu getting second kill for his team. Now everyone just trying to find the kills as Gumbel swinging the hammer, but Zambu gets himself a double kill. Soul Killer picks up PKMOT with the rockets. Now they're just going to hold onto this archway, not let
it's just going to be a 0%.
It's 89%. They need to make the fight happen now or never. They've only got the Transcendence. Let's see when Sin's going to use it. There it is. Coming up. The Nano Boost just charges Sin out of town. That's going to be No Name getting put to sleep as soon as he comes in. Gumbel with the Nano Boost. Going to land one kill. Sambu's going to pick up Reed on the back end of the fight. Overtime taken away. Zambu gets himself a double kill. Hitman picks up PKMOT. Hitman's not going to get any more because Gumbel's going to take out No Name. And that's overtime taken away. Map 1 goes to EvH.
Wow. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure how to, you know, extrapolate this match because I don't think that's this probably a really nice Dragon Blade play from Reed here. Yeah, pretty much what you expect. Oh, look at that! Look at him go. You know, get some help from Serenity with that, but still. So, I feel really, I'm really hesitant to, you know, look at what is exactly, like what is happening here and how this relates to the match as a whole, because with those pauses, it could mess up any team's, you know, rhythm, so to say. Because we saw Eversio put up a real fight in the first 2 rounds, and then the second 2 rounds, just nothing happened. Like, they didn't do anything. Like, everything they tried failed terribly. So, yeah. I'm inclined to say that, especially with how consistent we've seen them be so far, one of 2 things has happened. Either EvH has trained a ton this week and has completely eradicated the signature, you know, lack of consistency, and are now going to just completely stomp Eversio. That's an option. Like that could still be a thing that is happening. However, I think it's more like that Eversio is just really caught off guard by the fact that, you know, they're really getting into the zone. They've already had a pretty long day. They still have a long day ahead of them. And then you have the pauses, right? And you're just waiting. You're getting annoyed because the issues weren't on their end, right? So that's also something that really counts. Because if it's your teammate, then you're just like, okay, you know, whatever. It's my teammate. He needs to fix his shit, and then we're going to go through. Fine. But unfortunately, it's the enemy team, right? So that's also for me, that would already factor in a little bit of annoyance, right? Combine that with a possible lack of sleep, because it is a LAN. The fact that you've been playing all day, the fact that, you know, you just keep on waiting and the pause gets resolved, and then you have another pause. All of that could really mess up your play. So it's one of those 2 options, I feel like, or they just, you know, have 1 or 2 bad rounds and I'm just extrapolating. But I feel like the difference in the level of play was so huge that there needs to be like another explanation besides just having an off round. If you look at those first 2 rounds and the second 2 rounds of that map on the pole, or the pole.
And let's see how this is going to go down. Obviously, we're now here on Nimbani. 1 map up for EvH. Project Eversio need to try and push back. They will be on defense this time against EvH. So, see how this is going to work out. Looking at the kind of teams across the... Reed's actually switched himself onto the D.Va. We did see him play it a little bit earlier on in the day. What do you make of that?
I like it. I think that D.Va provides like a lot of consistency, and she also has some knock-off potential, which is nice in the first point here. A lot of mobility. Getting hooked is not. So
no, that's not good.
That's to make it work though. Picking up Gunbelt, and picking up Gunbelt is huge.
He managed to get himself 2 kills there. Defro's gonna go down and get himself a kill. Same with No Name. Hitman hit Defro on the back. Serenity with the Bio Grenade. Picks up Christo, and it looks like the fight is just kind of panning out a little bit here, but Overall, the fight is going really well for the side of EvH here.
With Serenity being picked off though, that is painful.
Reed's not going to be able to stand that mech for long. He's going to have to rocket out. It's now just Sin as he gets hooked. He gets dropped.
Sadly, Roller has been beast today. And that's probably going to be the cap.
Defro just gave up 3 ult charge for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Eversio, man. I'm somewhat shocked. Like, they've been doing so well this tournament and today, and just in general throughout the whole series, the whole MRO Open. And
maybe they're tired.
Yeah,
They've had a long day.
Yeah, like I said, like there's a couple of reasons. This is why I really like being, you know, on the extra location. Like, because you can ask the team, like, what was going on there? Because even if you're a losing team, I'm pretty sure it's still nice, you know, get to explain what happened here. Because we're just, you know, suggesting stuff. But the team themselves can probably tell very accurately what was going wrong here. As EvH just keep pushing the payload very consistently.
PKMOT actually popped his ultimate, only got 1 kill. Now the sound barrier coming out. Gunbelt is going to be standing on the front line. He's going to get nano boosted. That's going to be the Primal Rage coming out. Seeing if he can try and keep Gunbelt away. Gunbelt does go down to PKMLT here, but Zambu and the rest of the team are at his back, and that's going to be No Name's Primal Rage timing out now. So it did defend successfully for a little bit, but the rest of the team are now coming through as Reed takes a hook and a shot to the face. The Graviton Surge pulls the entire team in. Can they land the damage? Hitman with the rockets picks up the first kill. Domain's going to take out Zambu. Reed on the run. Reed's going to go down. Soul Killer drops him. Fantastic fight, and you have No Name above. The whole hog did actually pick up a kill on the Asterix, and now we're seeing the sound barrier come through as the hook goes a little wide, but PKMLT picked up Christo with his ultimate hitman to return the kill onto No Name. They're getting very close to this point.
Yeah, like despite the fact that it's kind of a back and forth fight and a lot of the ultis being traded, the payload just keeps on getting pushed, and now that you reach the second point, you're really happy about that as the offensive team, because losing the payload right here is really frustrating. And now you're feeling pretty confident, especially as they wipe some players out again. And Eversio needs to like get themselves together here.
This is really crazy to see a team who's been so dominant all day, just kind of falling over at this point. And the payload is just, like you said, just slowly shoving in. There's the Earth Shatter. The sound barrier is going to keep the whole team alive, but that Bond's pulling in 3 members. Reed's going to get 1. Sin! Everyone comes off on the board. 4 kills just pouring for the side of Project Eversio. Finally finding the kills they need, but they have 4 minutes to defend. A long time and a tall ask for them.
Yeah, indeed. Zambu does get picked up. That's really nice. That's just going to like delay it for 10 seconds and take away a ton of threat, allowing you to aggressive much more, or posture much more aggressively rather.
Well, none of us is going to be up. Same with the Earth Shatter, so
yeah,
you can see some really big stuff coming through for the side of Project Eversio.
Soul Killer does have that Graviton Surge though, and it's like smart Graviton Surge use is so hard. If they use it offensively here, it's a little bit risky. It looks like that's what they're going to do.
They're going to go straight in for it. No Name with the Earth Shatter. Got the tactical visor, got the ultimate coming through. He's trying to find as much as he can, but he only actually manages to get 1 kill with it. Defro finds him to Gunbelt. PKMLT left alone. Zambi shoots him in the face with a scrap gun. Defro on the run, but he's got the team at his back. A hook comes through onto Soul Killer. Soul Killer just trying to throw the grenades out, but I don't know if it's going to be enough, as No Name's the one who now gets hooked in. Gets slept on. That's going to be the full hog going to go down, and Gunbelt is going to be the one getting pushed back at this point. Trying to get as much as he can, but it's still not enough as Hitman drops No Name, and then now
with No Name down, they need to be careful. Gunbelt is approaching his up.
This is really big. They're slowly pushing it back towards again. Feels like EvH really definitely want to get that grudge back against Project.
Yeah,
definitely what they're looking for.
EvH are not happy with how they lost yesterday. They were an inch away from reaching the grand finals.
Oh, this is what they need. 3 kills. That's going to be the nano boost coming up to Soulkiller of all people. He needs to at least pick someone up with it. Serenity on the run. Reed also trading. The payload is pushing in ever so slowly. Reed goes down. Graviton Surge pulls the whole team in. Sound barrier's there. Sim's just trying to buy the time as the Earth Shatter lands on the PKMLT. He's going to go down to Asterisk. Christo picks up Sin. It's Gunbell. It's all of the members on the payload. It's going to be Death Row on the main, just trying to hold it out for as long as possible. But Gunbell slams the hammer into him. No name with the Earth Shatter. It misses. It's not going to be enough. He's getting pushed back, getting healed. Trying to hold out. He's still holding the time. Reed gets conscious by the hook. Sorry, Zambu. PKMLT shows up with a double kill. Shows up with a triple kill. Soldier 76 not out. Reed gets Soul Killer. The game is not over.
The moment that Gunfell, being the godly Reinhardt that he is, blocked No Name's Earth Shatter, I was like, okay, this is why they take him down. But the spawn distance is so short here.
Why is the payload stop?
That is
So short.
man, what a game.
So Sin's ultimate actually kept him alive long enough to hold it. Then Death Row showed up.
Yeah,
Cryogenically froze himself on the spot, and they had nothing to do. But now we're going to see the return ultimate come through. All of Soulkiller's going to get the first one. There's the team wipe. Oh god, all 6 of them are down. That's the end of the game.
That was pretty straightforward. That was
wipe team.
yeah. Use Graviton Search and Nano Visor and Earth Shatter, win game.
To 3.
Okay, so pretty. I mean, what we saw there at the end was Eversio, you know, kind of being like, okay, that happened, but we're still in it, right? We're not. It's not like we're absolutely doomed. I was a bit worried for them because, you know, the first half of this map and especially the first half of Nepal, or the second half of Nepal, they looked super shaky. But this is looking better for them. You know, being down 0-1 in a best of 5 isn't the worst. You know, that's still something you can come back from. That's something that shouldn't be too much of a you know, mental block, so to say, for you as a player in a competitive team. So I expect Eversio to be able to regain themselves from here on out and show the level of play that we've been expecting from. But if not, it looks like EvH is on fire, and then they're just gonna run you over and, you know, take your wins and take on Paradigm 6 again in the finals. And after yesterday, I think that EvH is hungry for some Paradigm.
They are really, really hungry at this point. 30 seconds on the clock before the teams start to rocket their way out. Let's see whether or not we're going to have Paradigm 6 going to be taking on either EvH or Project Eversio. I mean, this game will honestly decide a lot towards that series just purely because of the mental state. If Project Eversio go down here and they go 2-0, 0-2, sorry, in the series, it's really going to start to wear on their heads and wear on their.
Yeah, that's. As I said before, I'm really sad that I can't interview the team afterwards. That's always one of the really fun parts of LAN, so it's where you learn the most. Because, you know, these players obviously are very good at Overwatch, like all of them. Even doesn't matter which team lose here, all of these players are absolutely amazing. So realizing like what really went wrong there is really interesting. It's something I'd really like to do.
That is not the start you want.
Is being, you know. Yeah, I think we can safely just give that. If there would be a trophy for best Reinhardt in the tournament, I think we can safely give that to Gunfeld. Like, I've been so impressed with his play, with like the way he's been predicting enemy Reinhardt's. It's just everything, man. It's insane.
He's doing so well on it. Picked up a triple kill straight off the bat. So interesting to watch him play like
this. To give you an idea, he has over 300 hours of played on Reinhardt. And that's not even the current competitive season.
Absolutely crazy. Reed is actually on the Pharah as well, so trying to rain down damage. But as you see, Hitman and Christo get dropped. Soulkiller's going to pick up PK and we'll see. That's 4 kills pouring in for the side of EvH. They really are looking to make quick work of Project Eversio. They do not want to waste time. They just want to turn their attention towards Paradigm 6 and get some revenge for yesterday's loss, because that was such an intense series.
Yeah, man, that was... but that was like the same thing that's happening here, right? You kind of expect it to be an even match, and then one of the teams just falls apart. And this kind of feels similar. Yesterday was Paradigm, who in the end were able to pull out a win regardless, but it's kind of weird.
Well, we're going to see them looking for a bit more of a fight. Tactical Visor's going to get thrown out by Hitman. He's going to get... Defro's going to...
They're capping the point.
Fight. They're capping on top of the point. Defro's trying to contest it out with Soulkiller here. PKMOT's got his back as well. PKMOT actually made the switch to the Reaper. It just gets slammed into all for his trouble, so Gunbelt gets himself a juicy double kill.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Yeah, and if they don't make something happen in the next minute and a half, they do have a couple of opportunities. They almost have the Transcendence, the Sound Barrier. They already have the Primal Rage and the Barrage, but they need to make it work, because if they don't make it work in the next 1 minute 30 seconds, they're going to be down 2-0, and that is not a good place to be in if you are Eversio here, especially the way that you get into this 2-0, right?
And there's going to be the Graviton Surge following up by the Earth Shatter. Asterix manages to get himself a kill onto Defro. It's a 2-for-1 so far. The Serenity gets popped off Soulkiller off the map. Reed's holding onto that ultimate, still looking for a little bit more. Does find Christo, and now they're looking to put themselves on top of this point. Serenity and PKMOT fighting it out with Zambu as No Name drops Asterix. Hitman's going to take No Name out on return for that, as PKMOT's picked up Zambu. This is PKMOT on that Tank Buster, just trying to land the damage. His Gunbelt running quite low. There's the ultimate coming through, only going to catch himself once, so a double kill for PKMOT in the extended trade of the fight, as Sin picks up Gunbelt. Reed taking Soulkiller out of his mech. PKMOT goes on to Christo, and this is the Project Eversio we know and love. Finally getting themselves a favourable team fight, and finally getting themselves on the point.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be as easy after all. EvH here, good riddance, because they would get lazy and complacent, so... and this is, like you said, the Eversio that we like to see show up, and that we expected to show up, and here they are. Going into the second point of Numbani, looks like they do have some ultimates at disposal. They're looking at more on the side of EvH here, so they need to be a little bit careful, a little diligent in how they approach this situation, because you don't want to be caught with your pants down against an Nanovisor.
He's gonna unlock the ultimate. He's gonna get taken out by Soulkiller. Visor gets a double kill. PKMOT is now out of the fight. The Transcendence is just doing a lot and negating a lot of the damage, but it's not enough, as No Name does manage to get himself a kill onto Gunbelt. Who's gonna emerge victorious within this fight? The trade's been relatively even. Just seeing No Name gonna pop the Primal Rage. Serenity's gonna take out Soulkiller, so now it looks like Project Eversio are the ones who have won themselves the long round of the fight, as Defro drops Hitman.
Yeah, it's good to see, man. Like, them regaining themselves. I was worried that it was going to be like straight 2-0. And if that happens, I don't know what that does to your mental if you are Project Eversio, but they are getting back into the game. It looks like this PKMOT switch to Reaper, while being somewhat unorthodox, is paying off dividend for them.
Really is at this point. Now seeing PKMOT going to take out a Hitman. That's 2 kills suddenly pouring through. They got 2 minutes 52 to work with, and they are making it work.
Yeah. Soulkiller, a bit of a iffy positioning there, trying to make stuff happen, but he gets picked off, and this is the EvH we've also seen. Not to discredit the plays that the Eversio is making here, right? Serenity as well. Just Eversio as a whole. But this is somewhat surprising, right? Like the way that they just completely...
They just turned it off! PKMOT! He's gone for 2! Manages to get himself the ulti. Soulkiller running quite low at the point.
They're just gonna push it through.
Soulkiller, Transcendence is up. Make sure everyone stays alive. Christo trying to buy time for the rest of his team as Reed drops Asterix. Christo still alive at this point, but Reed gets a double kill. We're going to be going into the next part. This is going to be round 3. Complete.
Oh, I'm so confused.
Score.
2-3. Well, momentum is a serious thing.
Oh man, this is such a close game.
With the way that it was played out in the first round, like this is not what you expect at all.
This is not what I expected. I mean, there was some glimmer of like Project Eversio really showing up, and this time they just completely walked over. They've got 2 minutes and 5 seconds to work with, a whole minute and 5 seconds more than EvH have. EvH have to make this work in one push, otherwise it's
pretty
just
much.
not going to happen.
It's either like one push or one extended push. Well, Eversio is going to have 2, so make of that what you will. But I reckon that that's something that you're going to be very happy with as Eversio.
Very, very happy. We're just running the clock here, and it's going to be the side of Project Eversio, obviously defending first. So just got to thwart this push for 1 minute, and then they have 2 minutes and 5 seconds in their favor to work with.
See what's going to happen. Ooh, man, this is tense.
I'm so on edge for this.
1 minute. Clock is ticking. Let's see what the first picker is going to be. Where are they going to go? Looks like they're going downstairs.
Yeah, it's downstairs as a group. They just need to get on as fast as possible. No Name's going to get the charge. Actually, going to drop Christo straight off the back. This is Defro overkill. 38 seconds on the clock. Zambu's dropped No Name. Reed's gone onto Asperix. And it looks like this might be the clock wearing out. They need to make it happen
they have
now.
one more push. Like they know this, right? So everyone died fast enough for it. Okay, they have one more shot at making this work. That's it. Like they need to make it work.
Make it work.
15 seconds.
They do not want to give it up quite yet, but there will be teammates there to stop them from doing this. Dumbbell, the whole team is there. Hook goes wide. They need to get on the point. They've got 5 seconds to do so. Defro gets first kill. No Name onto Asteric. They're going to start to get to the point. It's a 2 for 2 in the extended trade. Soul Killer takes out PKMOT. Defro's the only one there. Christo gets it. Gets the hook. Christo with a double kill. No Name now trying to look for more. Christo also gets back to the team there. Hitman hits down for the second attack. And that's going to be it. They've pushed it through overtime.
As long as they don't die from here on out, they can push it as far as they want to. Man, EvH is really deciding to, okay, well, we're not going to give it up like this. They're actually going to switch 2 heroes, looks like, because Zambu and Soul Killer. Bastion! Oh, I love it, man. I love it. Bastion and Diva. Soul Killer on his comfort pick. And there is a Bastion for some inexplicable reason here. Let's be careful with Zambu though. Zambu gets hooked!
There's the Earth Shatter landing so many people down. Zambu running low. Zambu's down. This might be the overtime completely pushed out as Gundam manages. It's going to actually be a 2 for 1 so far as Hitman gets himself one. Gunbell's going to get nano boosted, turning on the PKMLT. The fire grenade stops him from healing as Christo picks him up. They are not done. How are they pushing this overtime so far?
Actually, no, like No Name's Earthshatter got plugged with Gunbell though, who was, I don't know how he knew, but he blocked the majority of it. This Bastion composition is already switched. We should already switch to a Winston composition after Zombie got hooked. There is. They're actually getting it to the second point, still in overtime.
There's the Earth Shatter. They really just want to keep the push as far as possible. PKMLT has popped his ultimate. Is he going to get anyone else with it? The
Killer
he allows him 1 kill. He's on the run. Christo, who once again gets another kill, is on fire on this Lucio. That's going to be Zambu picking up Sin. And the upgrade time from EvH is insane. How are we going still? No Name stopped away, dropped away by Zambu. And they're still pushing towards this third and final point. We have been on overtime since point 1.
How do you deal with this? As a Eversio, not even like now, but how do you go into the round now and then?
Oh, the gravity surge has pulled them all in! This might finally be the time that they can get the wipe. The fire grenade's gonna stop the healing. It's gonna be the ultimate. The deaths are slowly pouring in. The Earth Shatters land. Everyone's down. They finally get it, but what a push from EvH.
Overtime took like half a second there to, clock down, and oh my lord, you're not happy as a Eversio going into this.
Switching sides.
Because that was
insane.
That was such a strong push from EvH, and they failed the first attack.
I almost kind of lost the hype because I was like,
okay, well this is going to be a 1-1, and then we're going to see what's going to happen from here on out.
this is going to be such a good series. And an exhausting series, which might play towards Paradigm 6's favour here.
Yeah, the longer this goes on, the more mental energy this takes. Paradigm is just sitting there like, that's cool, guys. Just keep on playing.
Yeah.
Sitting in the lounge chairs, you know.
They're probably out watching the games, making sure they can see what they can expect out of their opponents and who they're going to be playing against.
Man. What a round by EvH there.
What a round indeed. PKMLT is actually going to pick himself up the Reaper again.
Yeah, they worked very well.
He did make it
for
work.
him.
He did make it work.
So good on them.
They really don't have too much damage on this team with Hitman playing on the Widowmaker. If he doesn't find those crucial snipes, this is going to really punish them. 2 minutes and 5 seconds is what they got
Probably
to
like gonna, yeah, it's probably gonna go down to like the first 3 shots that Hitman takes. Like no joke.
1, 2.
Oh yeah, that's not good.
This will protect us.
He's got one more shot.
Reed is far though, so that's nice. Ooh, they're just jumping on top of Noni. They need to take him out here though, because if they don't, they're just giving up the favourable positioning for no reason whatsoever. Noni picks up Christu.
This is so big. Gunbout's taking a sin as well, so 2 healers down per team. PKM gonna drop the next healer, so all of a sudden it really looks like Gunbout and the rest of the team on the side of EvH are slowly starting to fall apart. Hitman is gonna get dropped by No Name. He needs to switch off that Widowmaker because it did not work. Christo powering towards the point. They have got 2 on there. They're just trying to buy time. I don't think they're gonna buy enough.
Yeah, they're still in a good spot, right? Like it doesn't, it's not as bad with how well they did in the first round, but there's still, this is not have happened. So, like I said, what happened there is, I don't know who made that call, but the entire team of EvH decided to get off the high ground and jump on top of No Name. No Name, being a Winston, just jumps out of harm's way, and then the entire team of EvH is on the low ground, you know, having a very, very weak position, and then Eversio's just like, okay, well, now we're going to attack, right? PKMLT's Reaper on the meanwhile has picked up like 5 or 6 kills just off the road,
really well.
Insane. Christy's getting picked up a lot.
Doesn't quite have ultimate at this point, and the point is slowly pushing through. We are on that 30. This is going to be 2 kills coming through as Death Row is going to be 3rd. Looks like we're going to have the side of EvH just going to have to look to fall back, look for the reset. Obviously the point is slowly pushing towards where they don't want it to be.
But it doesn't really matter, right? Because what EvH knows is you only need to win one single team fight because no time is getting added. Right, so everything up to the final team fight is irrelevant. They, what is Gunbow doing? Be careful!
He's been nano boosted, he's looking for it, there's the Earth Shatters! Unleashes the blade for 2 kills, both snipers are down. Now we're going to see the sound barrier come out. It looks like this might be the final team fight. The Graviton Surge pulling the entire team in, but that's a fantastic transcendence, making sure the whole team's there alive. This team fight has gone on its head, and EvH look to fall, look to lose this round. If they can't get back on the point fast enough, I don't want to call it too much.
We still have a tactical visor from Soldier here, but they need to be really fast. They have a really bad position here. Are they going to be able to make a win before the payload?
They are, this is going to be it. I think we're going to tie the series 1-1. No, Christo's there. Tactical visor needs to get used. It needs to get used smart as Hitman gets himself one.
They're going to make it!
This is it! Oh, EvH saved the game! Do they? Sorry, no, they didn't. Did they?
No, they did.
I don't know.
EvH wins. No, EvH wins. No,
no, it's a draw.
What?
Oh,
no,
wow.
EvH wins, right? Yeah, EvH wins.
Okay, cool.
They killed the entire. So what happened there is basically, to put it really, really simply, Asphyx won the game there, and I think this is Hitman is gonna, you know, show what I mean here now. Yeah. So look at this.
Got you in my sights.
The reason why everyone here dies is because just before this fight, Asphyx hits an amazing bio grenade on the entire cluster of Eversio here. So, shout out to Asphyx for hitting that, and really nice flank by Hitman there, really catching the entire team of Eversio on guard, but also, what a second map on Numbani. I think this is one of the best matches I've seen in Numbani, because like both teams able to push it so incredibly far. Wow.
That was super down to the line, and EvH now are 2 on match point against Project Eversio. And this has got to be heartbreaking for the team. We are going to cut to a quick 3-minute break just before we load into the next map. Let the teams have a quick wee, get themselves all rest up and ready. So we'll be back in about 3 minutes time, guys. Don't go anywhere.
The Malta Robotics Olympiad, the biggest technology event in Malta, on the 24th and 25th of March at MFCC Taali, an event for all the family. All details on mromalta.com.
And we're back here at the MRO. Project Eversio are down 2 games to EvH. What an exciting series we've had. And we're going to be loading onto King's Row, where Project Eversio had probably the most tight game we have seen, apart from the one we just saw. Because actually we've had 2 really tight games today, both payload maps.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've seen King of the Hill maps be really tight as well. For today, I agree with you. It's mainly been the payload ones that have just been absolutely stellar. Obviously, we're not actually going to see these compositions. I think that's rather self-explanatory.
I kind of want to, but yeah. No,
Yeah,
we're not gonna see it.
man, you don't have to tell me. You know me by now. Like I'm a huge fan of unorthodox picks. If they work out, I feel like that is something that within Overwatch has really been developed. Similarly to how in League, it took a while for people to really start understanding a lot of the different strengths and weaknesses of champions. Right, I feel it's the same in Overwatch, where something like a Junkrat might be a good example. The new Bastion, right? They can be exceptionally good, but it's just really hard to find the composition and the map on which they work. Especially since Overwatch also has different kind of maps, right? So, I think there's going to be a lot more like specific types of play developed. You even see this in pro play, where you have teams like Complexity running very specific timing pushes with a Sombra, just charging up the EMP ASAP. Stuff like that is why I'm like really looking forward to seeing Overwatch as an esport. Enough of that though. EvH are up 2-0. Last time this turned into a best of 5, going all the way to 5 maps, with EvH just pulling it out. Is Eversio going to be able to turn the tide here? Let's find out.
Oh, we are coming through. The teams that can come out as a Pyre Grenade team. Asterix has been so good with these Pyre Grenades all series long, all yesterday as well. Incredible player. Did you see him land one and his entire team healing them all up as well? Yeah, it's just a back and forth here, and actually a bunch of kills are starting to pour through for the side of Project Eversio. Death Row on this Tracer, really putting some work in. Gonna try and take a fight with Soul Killer. Soul Killer just putting out what he can, but Reed does rocket him in the back of the head. Now it's just Gunbelt defending.
That's not going to last
Death
very
Row's
long.
done really good here, and actually this point might get captured.
The first try, pretty much. Yeah.
Need to send the monkey down if they want to defend. Oh, he does hold it.
But
Just narrowly. Hitman and the rest of the team are here, but No Name's going to pick. PKMOT did get the snipe. He is so good on this Widowmaker. That was a fast cap by Project Eversio. They are not letting these games get to them. They are not feeling worn out by this.
They are not giving up. And I'm really glad that this is what's happening, right? Because if you imagine if you just have like kind of an uninspiring third map of King's Road, just shows Eversio being broken, but they are anything but broken. I'm not sure what we're like this overextension into basically the enemy spawn while the payload is being pushed by one person, but can't blame them for it either. They're getting a bit ahead of themselves, but that's mainly due to over enthusiasm, due to the fact that so far this map has been working out really well for them, and this is what they need, right? They need that mental boost. They need to realize like we can easily take this, and they look like they are very well aware of that.
And I mean, maybe it's just trying to bait out a couple of ultimates, but now we're going to see Gunbelt, who's going to get nano boosted. Does have access to that ultimate, but not going to use it yet because the Primal Rage is going to keep him off the team.
He snipes down.
Oh, dude, so good with the sniping here. Now we're seeing the sound barrier and the rest of the team start to collapse on top. It is so hard to take Zambu out. Now it's in the rocket barrage. They're not actually going to pick anyone up with it as the Transcendence also from Sin. Make sure the whole team stays stopped up, and that's going to be a Prime Rage popped by Zambu. He's now looking for a couple of embers, but Reed gives the double kill. Hitman's going to take out Reed out of the sky. Death Row onto Zambu. And where is Project Eversio? Where was this team earlier?
I feel like since Zenyatta is something that we haven't really talked about. The reason why this keeps happening, and what I feel like EvH hasn't really adjusted to, is that playing against Zenyatta requires, like a different kind of play style. And what happens now is so many times, like, if there's no Zenyatta, someone like Zambu can score that payload for a long time, right? In Primal Rage Winston mode. That's not an issue at all. But the combination of the zoning threat that Widowmaker provides, especially one as good as PKMLT, and the fact that Sin can just, when he calls it right, can allow his team to blow up anyone they very well like to. It's just huge. Preference Surge only hits No Name.
And he doesn't even go down for it, so that's a major cooldown burn for nothing. Soul Killer actually going to die on the end of that. Now we're seeing the sound barrier come out as a shatter lands. Sin's gonna fall to Gunveil's hammer. Gunveil's gonna charge. Pick MLT up with it. That's a double kill. Now Defro trying to contest it, trying to hop around. He's been very good on this Tracer, but unfortunately not good enough. But Reed, he's someone who's good enough. Gets a double kill with a rocket barrage. Does go down. There's the double kill for Defro. What a pulse bomb. Now it's going to be Hitman using the hit scan. Takes himself a triple kill off in return. Maybe going to get himself the quad. No, everyone gets out of town, but scrappy fighting from both teams.
Yeah, Soul Killer switching to that quickly. I love that. I think that's really necessary with how incredible Defro's been playing. But they are, you know, they are onto this because Defro has switched immediately to the Road Dogg. I do think Reed might want to switch both because the fact that Far is amazing here and the fact that Soul Killer is another hit scan that he needs to deal with now. Shin using a very aggressive transcendence here.
Well, if you managed to get a couple of kills off there, Soul Killer did pick PKMLT. Now it's 3 kills pouring in as the payload is slowly pushing forward. Soldier behind the enemy line. PKMLT is gonna. No, it's Hitman's gonna go down to Reed. Reed is doing so much work on this fire.
One more push left.
If he can use it well, he can pop the Gunveil. No, Gunveil charges for the right time to keep himself alive. As Gunveil is going to drop the PKMLT. Asterix does return the kill. Now it's a 2 for 1. They need to find more kills if they're going to push it through because this is such a hard point to get through. Defro kills Zambu. Zambu is going to be on the respawn as No Name. Goes for Gunveil. That's going to be the Earth Shatter they might need. Next pop down to Diva. Soul Killer going down. This is the cap. Return from the Project Eversio.
Wow, looks like Eversio is this is the kind of game we expected to see. What a performance from them. They've really bounced back from their earlier set where they had some slight difficulties in really showing how good of a team they are. And here, with a 3-minute left on the clock cap, they do showcase that they are in fact very good at Overwatch and are able to deal with EvH if they are not getting completely run over by this like freight train of momentum that seems to be the team of EvH. Like if if you have to like pick vehicles, EvH is just like a freight train that sometimes just goes off the rails and like crashes into a ditch and then gets put back on track again and then just keeps on trucking.
It's so hard to say what we're going to see.
And
I mean,
yeah,
this is the Project Eversio I want to see, and I mean, what a storyline to go down 2 games in the first round, and then suddenly to maybe get a reverse sweep here onto EvH. That would be so big for them.
Yeah.
And then looking forward towards their game of Paradigm 6, it is still going to be a massive uphill climb because it's just the mini boss before the major raid boss that will be Paradigm 6 for them to take on.
Yeah. Dealing with the raid boss Paradigm 6 who are just chilling. There's some pictures.
They probably
posted.
love that comment.
Yeah. There's some pictures posted on Twitch by the way. The venue looks absolutely amazing. Really nice setup there. And I'm really sad we can't be there unfortunately. But who knows, right? Let's see what they're gonna bring here, EvH. The pressure is on them. Even though they're up 2-0, losing a map in a very deciding fashion might have to be a bit of a hurdle for them. Going down into either the finals against Paradigm or in the rest of this best of 5.
Different approach coming through. Hitman's going to get himself onto that high ground.
Interesting.
He can make something work. Look at them, all of them.
Gunveil is off on his own. What is happening?
He's going to miss the charge. Actually landed charge onto the back line. It's going to be the hook coming through as Defro drops Gunveil. A couple of kills traded backwards and forwards, but they need to get themselves on this point, on this cap, and they're doing a pretty decent job of it. Until now, and Defro really showing up. Soul Killer putting the work in, but the hook comes through. He's going down. Sin's the only one left.
Well,
all of a sudden, they were not happy with that.
This is
going to be decisive. The EvH.
Yeah, this is as decisive as the one we saw first. So what happened though is Gunveil like splits off from the rest of his team while he's Reinhardt, which is already kind of weird. Then he goes into a hotel. Then the entire team of Eversio like tries to kind of pincer him, but also follows him into the hotel, and he like just walks out, charges back in, and the rest of his team follows up from the high ground. It's like I don't know either team was thinking that, but it works out in favor of EvH here, as they
Nano boost is
have a
charged.
possibly even better time if they're able to consistently push through from here on out. PKMLT has switched to the Reaper here. We have a Nano Boost and a Nerf Shatter already ready, and we're approaching a Graviton Surge, so let's look what EvH is going to do here.
There's the Eversio onto the team. Fire grenade. 2 kills for through. It's going to be 2 for 1, sorry, on the trade as Project Eversio are starting to fall back here. That's going to be Death Row throwing out the full hog. Isn't going to get any kills, just pushing it, but the payload is still pushing through so fast.
It's ready now.
That's a good Graviton Surge. Everyone's pulled in the sound barrier, trying to keep him alive. It's Hitman with the hit scan, gets himself a kill and double kill. PK
They're actually going to do this.
EvH, so well played. They've got so much time to work with on this push.
Twitch chat, bring out your PogChamp because I don't know what is happening anymore. Just after Eversio shown an incredible performance in the first half of this map, EvH like, okay, well you can push really well, but we can push even better. They are about to push into an Earth Shatter, Nano Boost, and a Graviton Surge, so they need to be a little bit careful. Don't have that defensive cooldown yet, but Eversio is getting close.
Also, PKMLT does have that ultimate almost ready, but the Earth Shatter actually doesn't land with anyone. PK picks up Zambu, getting very close towards his ultimate. He now has it available, so if he can get himself into the high ground for the next fight, that's going to be really big. Remember, EvH are playing on match point. Project Eversio do not want to go down here. They still have 5 minutes to work with, though. 5 minutes to defend. If they lose this, they are out of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be really... PKMLT's drops of Dav need to be, like, impeccable. And are they ready for him, though? You can really expect everybody...
There's the Graviton Surge pulling the full team in. PKMLT actually doesn't pop the ultimate. Gonna use it now. Gets himself one. Only gets the one with it. Unfortunately, not too many picked up. Had to deal with
that was kind of
prior to the
overwhelming.
fight, so he couldn't ult instantly.
Yeah, if Boning dies here... The guns will get taken out. That's huge. That's going to stifle the push for now. Hitman is just going to, instantly blown up, like I say. He's laying there asleep. And this will slow down the push for at least a couple of seconds. And it does look like Eversio is going to be able to hold here at least for the foreseeable future. Playing very well. Have an Earth Shatter and a Nano Hog if they choose to do so. Hitman is changed to Widowmaker. This is getting good.
Let's see if he can find the picks with that Widowmaker. That is the question. There's the Earth. PKMLT is the one who does get caught. He'll be the first casualty of the game. Same will go for Hitman. For Gunbelt. He's now got the nano boost on him, but no, actually picks no one up with that. It's a 1 for 1 in the long end of the trade as Hitman finds a snipe onto PKMLT.
That's what he's looking for. And they're pushing the payload again. 26 seconds left. They have 3 ultimates. Are they going to be able to improve from the time? Hitman picks up Serenity. That's huge.
That's really big. They are pushing forward. Let's see whether or not Gunbelt's going to find that. Or if he's going to play a little bit more tempered. Remember,
dropping it from above.
Let's see whether or not he's going to use it. There's going to be the Graviton Surge. The ultimate from Zambu gets the double. That's 4 kills pouring through from the side of EvH. Soul Killer takes down Reed. It's PK.
They're going to be 2 seconds slower though.
Can he make anything work of it? No, Hitman sniped him out. They narrowly don't improve on the point.
Oh, 6 seconds. That is going to be painful. I mean, like, honestly, it doesn't really matter that much whether you get those 6 seconds here. Because, there's not a real advantage in this specific scenario for either team, I reckon. Because you don't really have anything to, face up against, because you roughly have the same amount of time. So there are the same opportunities, so it's not too demoralizing for EvH, but I imagine it's a little bit frustrating to get so close to improving that already stellar time from Eversio and being just short of actually making it.
Just short indeed. Let's see whether or not they're going to hold out here. Obviously, like I've said multiple times, EvH are on match point. So Eversio
so that also takes off some of the pressure for them, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they even have us silent with this game.
I'm lost for words.
We've been talking for the entire day, and this series is And this is what happened last week as well. Like, regardless of how this is going to end, it's so tense, man. Like, these teams are so well matched up against each other. And I also feel like the teams of like Paradigm, EvH, and Eversio, if they just keep scrimming against each other and really looking at, you know, all the errors they make and what they need to improve, they can, you know, really build off against each other, because they all have very distinct strengths and weaknesses, which is really cool to see. You know, they're all very characteristic play styles.
Well, both teams now have quite a lot to go with, actually. They both
Everything gets picked
really
up,
good
though.
starts. Devero's hook's really good there.
And here they do the same thing again with Gunfield, like, for some reason, just deciding to... I mean, there's probably a strategy behind this, what it is. Because it's really risky, because if Reinhardt is on his own, you can just collapse onto him, right? Like, there's nothing really stopping you from just taking your entire team and jumping in front of him. Looks like Soulkiller has hit himself in a corner. You know, just hiding behind the... or one of the hotels, one of the buildings here, hoping that no one sees him until the rest of his team has joined him. And he's not being found out, so that's good for him.
This is so down to the line. Soulkiller got himself and the rest of the team up there. Hitman's gonna get taken up. So they're now at a 5v6. I might need to switch, but that was a good fire grenade. Gunbelt's gonna go down and the team have to run back out.
EvH is falling short here. They're missing a couple of key players. Hitman does pick up Reed though, and that's really, really good. If he can get one more pick maybe, because, you know, the advantage that you have in this scenario with the spawn distance is huge. But looks like with how it's going currently, Reed is going to be back when this fight transpires.
Does have one
back in.
Well, Gunbelt is going to get nano boosted, but is going to have to instantly further shatter. Dark Gefro manages to get him one, but a fantastic ultimate from Defro. Zan zones Gunbelt away, but suddenly the heat turns on. There's the run of the entire team. Reed with the ultimate gets himself one pick at MLT, goes for the triple kill on the Soldier 76. 53 seconds left on the point. Solid defense, but lots and lots of ultimates burnt.
Oh, so it is going to be one more push here. It's going to be Zambu's Whole Hog needs to be absolutely amazing if they want to make this work. Neither team has any ultimates yet, but Zambu will have his Whole Hog for this fight. And that's probably going to be it. Maybe we can see none of reach of Shatter, but they need to make this happen and they need to make it work right now. None of shields breaks, that should be a sign to go in for them.
They need to make it work right now. Like you said, the shields are down. Hitman's fighting PKM. The bat, there's the EvH shatter. Gunbelt and Crystal are caught in it. Zambu throws out the ultimate. Hitman actually managed to get himself a double kill with snipes there. As we see Defro drop Zambu. Soulkiller onto Sin, now onto Defro, looking for the kill. Soulkiller's got himself a double kill.
They got a triple
kill. They actually got themselves on the point. 6 seconds left on the clock. They're gonna do it again. EvH pull out a miracle team fight.
Yeah, and it looks like once the last 30 seconds hit, EvH just turns into a team. I'm like legitimately wondering whether they just like find the time to, oh, okay, well, that will give them the time.
Find the time to get the pause.
Well, find the time to, you know, just like quickly swap the entire team for, you know, a professional team where no one's looking. Just bamboozle everyone. And Zambu immediately switched to the Bastion here, so that's really interesting. Pause does seem to be of a very short, this is probably the shortest pause we've seen today, right? Zambu is trying to go for, no, we didn't see Zambu pull this off though, right? Last time, or was it Zambu as well? Yeah, it was Zambu.
It was Zambu.
Yeah,
he did get
yeah, we saw kill on DV. Yeah, I didn't feel, but then Defro was able to hook him off. This time on King's Road, it's a little bit harder, especially on streets where there's only one good opportunity and Defro is in the position to hook him off. So Bastion's gonna bring the pain here.
Zambu's gonna get Defro straight away with the Bastion. The sound barrier is doing them a lot of work here. Now Soulkiller onto the Diva as well. We need to see if Soulkiller can get a kill. Yes, he can. Asterix finds the fire grenade on the MLT. All of a sudden, the heat is there. The EvH shatter onto absolutely everyone, but it's not enough. The whole team go down. Overtime still ticking away. They have still got this push. This game is just as insane as Mimbani.
Oh, and now they have a nano boost, and Bastion is approaching his ultimate. And nano boost to tank mode is still absolutely insane. Serenity is also ready though, and last time his resurrection was absolutely huge. So can he get in position to make that happen again? Because they're gonna have to, with that EvH shatter, with the nano boost, with tank mode coming up, with tactical visor coming up, the pressure is on for them.
Well, Well, Serenity has to be the target. If they do not find him, this game will probably go on its head. Reed has his ultimate. Defro has his, PKMLT has his, and Serenity. Let's see, Zambu's just got tank mode. It's actually going to be Soul Killer who gets nano boosted. Zambu finds
They're going to push it all the way through.
Gets the next one. PKMLT's going off of the map. Serenity maybe looking for the res. He's not going to find it because he goes down to Hitman. Reads the next one on the list to go down. Hitman picks it up. They run the overtime through. Get the team away.
The only reason why Serenity wasn't able to rest there, would have rest 2 or 3 people, but because of Asphyx's sleep dart.
Zambu still has ultimate, and there's the Diva ultimate going to come through it. They do find it!
They gotta get it!
That's the res! Can they get the rest of the team mopped up now the ultimates come through? Yes they can, because the Earth shattered! Huge! Defro goes down! Next on the list is going to be Serenity. His res is
What is this?
Still the way. How did that happen? Oh my god!
They botched the first 2.5 minutes of an offense, right, on King's Row, and you're like, okay, I guess this is it. That's fine, you know, this is going to be a 2-1. And then EvH just go completely bonkers. Decide to go crazy and just push all the way through to point 3.
Oh my word, I am lost for words at this series. EvH for the second game in a row, push it all the way through the overtime and win the game. Well, win the round at least, but that has got to be absolutely soul-shattering for the side of Project Eversio. 3-0s, 2 games in a row. Now looking just so close to that grand final spot, looking so close to... It's just in their grasp, but EvH are making it so hard for them.
Yeah, and they're down 2-0 already, right? First map of this... and I really feel, you know, regardless of what the outcome is going to be, I'm so sad about their game on Nepal. Because that is the only game in this series that was, like, frankly, quite a disappointment. Right? Like, and there was some external factors there, which is just so sad to see with how good these games have been. PKMLT trying to get some snipes off, not able to do as of yet. Reed, again, really favouring that far out.
Zambu missed the dodge there, so he doesn't actually get the kill. It's going to be a 1-for-1 traded as no name to manage to heal his way back.
Look at PKMLT's position down top of the statue. That is adorable.
Oh, he's got Hitman. He's got Hendrik. That's big. That's really, really big at this point. They're now down all of their healers and yes. Looks like Reinhardt's trying to make his way on as Zambu's just contesting the point. Soul Killer is at the back onto Sin. Reed is still firing down hell from above. Zambu's going to have to take the skies and get himself out of town. Reed picked up Soul Killer. PKMLT onto Gunbelt.
Yeah, looks like they're going to have to give up this first point. Unless they can make a huge happen. That's a start. Taking out No Name. Are they going to try and contest it one more time? We've seen them do this.
Need to do it if they want to. They need to buy some time.
But they don't.
Snipe. Christo gonna actually stop it and hold it out for as long as he can. They need to take out PK Maker because he is making it work. The nano boost is coming down. Hitman with the attack visor drops PKMLT, drops Serenity. Reed, that's gonna be a triple kill onto Hitman. Soul Killer drops Reed as well. So many members going down, but Sin keeping the Winston alive while he's using the Primal Rage. No Name. Last one on the point is going to have to time out on that, so he's going to hop back to safety. They did manage to get the third checkpoint captured there. Sorry, the second checkpoint captured on the point, so less time is going to be needed to invest it into this A.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter though, like they just need to gap the point, right? There's nothing else they can do here. Reed does a barrage and he's looking, trying to position himself. PKMLT's on top of the statue again.
They need to take PKMLT out, but Gunbelt finds a really good hook, really good Earth Shatter, sorry. Does ping Sin down in place. PKMLT is going to hop off his perch. Gunbelt's going to drop No Name as well. Death Row's going down to Gunbelt, who's got it. Hitman's dropped Reed. Asterix gets a kill on Serenity. 50 seconds on the clock, and EvH have really turned the tables.
So, Eversio is like, okay, you know, we've seen how this works, so they're going to wait until the last 30 seconds, then they're going to cap the point and they're going to push it all the way through in overtime. That is just how miracles. That is just how the series has gone so far.
Well, the Graviton Surge is going to pull everyone in. The Transcendent coming through. PKMLT on top of the point. sound barrier makes sure that everyone stays alive. Defro's holding, is running a little bit low. PKMOT gets his kill. Defro drops Hitman. Christo's down. This finally might be the team fight they needed to catch himself on the point. Yes, it is. Everyone's going down. Zambu's the only one left. He's down. 9 seconds on the clock, and you prediction might be right.
Called it. All jokes aside, that was a really, really nicely done team fight on the side of Eversio. So they are in to catch a couple of people.
Come on.
Yeah, do it again.
Oh, no, Defro's not actually doing it.
In their, in their Graviton Surge, and while that is, while they get hit in the Graviton Surge, they are able to counter with Transcendence. The bio grenade from Asphyx wasn't good enough to push through that entirety of the Transcendence, and one team fight needs to be won here.
One team fight could be all they need.
Team fight is it. No, it goes down. Goes down.
3 kills coming through. Can they get more? It's going to be Reed hopping away. He's not going to be lasting for too much longer. The tag fight gets it. Overtime's out. EvH are into the grand finals, and that is the end of Project Eversio's run.
Man, that was. I hope there's no animosity between these teams, because what a series. And let's be honest, Eversio has performed really admirably today, but with how EvH just played, they are without a doubt the kings of clutch. Giving Reed this, they really are, right? Like giving Reed this, it's not even with an ultimate, just Reed being really good at Farah.
So many body shots coming down. It was such a good team fight, and it looked like, they finally could have turned it, but unfortunately, we did say one team fight was all they needed to just win that game, and unfortunately, Project Eversio had to win more than one team fight to win that game.
That was again, like, I've been talking about, like, Gunveld, and obviously on the side of EvH, you have so many good plays, but the way that Gunveld and Asphyx were, controlling the fights was just beautiful to watch. Like, again, they win the team fight initially because Gunveld catches No Name with a charge. Without the Reinhardt, the enemy team is wide open to the rest, of EvH to deal with them. Asphyx hits a bio grenade, and from that point on, it's just over. A 3-0 for EvH, and I think that was very well deserved, even though Eversio put up a hell of a fight.
2 overtime pushes was all it took for EvH to finally capture themselves and win over Project Eversio. And we've been following Project Eversio all day, climb up the ladder, but unfortunately they have slid back down and it is over for them. Guys, we're going to cut to a quick break before we get into the final game, but will be EvH taking on Paradigm 6. It's going to be a best of 7. It's going to be hype, and I am so excited to see who will win the MRO Overwatch Open. We'll see you after the break. Don't go anywhere.